Hello and welcome to the studio. Today I'd like to share a tip to keep your polyurethane bushings from binding, squeaking, and otherwise driving you insane. As we all know, polyurethane bushings are a great way to restore some lost performance to your car's tired old suspension system. They're cheap, they're easy to install, and they come in a wide range of colors from a number of manufacturers. The only problem is that they have a tendency to stick. So they squeak, and they bind constantly. Now, people have tried all sorts of fixes, from spraying them every 1,000 miles, to installing Zerk fittings to grease them, with one of these grease guns, and to even cutting slots into the surfaces of the bushings to try to retain the grease. And they all work. It's just not for very long. But a few years ago, a suspension engineer showed me a neat little trick to get rid of this bushing squeak once and for all. And this trick worked so well, I had to share it. And it involves this. Yep, regular old Teflon tape from the local hardware store. And here's what you do with it. Before you install the bushings, wrap them in a single layer of Teflon tape, like this. Then apply the grease over the tape. You can use the white grease that comes with it, or you can use a marine grease like I have here. Do the same thing to the inner metal sleeve as well. Be careful and make sure that the tape doesn't overlap. If the tape gets too thick, it might slide out when you try to install it into the bushing. Grease it all up and assemble. Teflon tape is surprisingly durable and remains slippery even when compressed under heavy loads. As long as you have some of it between the bushing and the metal surfaces, the joint will turn freely and you won't get the squeaking or binding that you normally get from polyurethane bushings. Before you install the control arm back on the car, make sure you put a little bit of grease on the faces of the bushing and clean the subframe around the mounting point. Now you're probably wondering at this point why the bushings on these control arms are looking so weathered. That's because I installed these exact bushings on my Honda 5 years ago using this very trick. They've never squeaked, even after being dragged through dirt, soaked in the rain, and beaten down on the track. In retrospect, I shouldn't be surprised. The suspension engineer who showed me this trick was none other than Mike Kojima of MotoIQ. Thanks again to Mike for this great tip, and thank you for watching. I will see you at the track.